bit.
It's good. Maybe I
I
could
don't.
use one day I could use your game as a example of how to analyze your game.
Yeah,
Well, think about
definitely.
it, but it should be a good game.
This should be a good game, I think. It had like a lot of. I mean, it was like also like d4, then knight of 6, and then d6. So it kind of turned out later on like an fake Pirk, but like yeah, I tried to also like find the game where I played like kind of like d6. Um, and then also this guy was really stronger than me. He was like 2-2 rated. This was rapid game, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I see he's like 22-11. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. He was really strong.
All right.
So
Well,
it was
that's
also really
amazing.
interesting to see like from his side, because this time I did not ignore the opponent's side. I also analyzed the opponent's side. So it was also interesting to see like where he made some mistakes and what like amazing moves he did. That was really good.
Well, let me drop this photo I took of us in my chat.
Okay.
For my broadcast channel. Let's say, um, lesson with my students started. With my best student.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's actually like it's biased because you just saw the highest rated. Let's just started. Started. Join now. Link. Live list. Okay. Drop the photo to my broadcast channel. Actually, people follow it, so I love
That's
the
nice.
little notifications when to
I also
join.
got it.
You also got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you see? Yes. That's great. That means it's worth it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We're gonna watch the game number 3 for Agne Semonavikuite.
Someone with Chute.
Oh,
Quite close.
Semonavichuite.
Yes.
It's not as complicated.
It's when you get used to it.
Semonavichuite.
Yes.
Good. But this Chu, it reminds me of some Romanian, Moldovan. But it doesn't have, right? Yeah? Like Chisinau or like Chisinau, like, like.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's like ch in Lithuanian, but it's like really like harsh like letters.
Okay. And I know the name, I don't know the name Agnia, I know the name like Agnesa or
Hmm.
Agnia. Is that you?
It's like Agne, it's like specifically Lithuanian name. Like it's like a hollow Lithuanian name, but like in the like I think like worldwide, I think a lot of people are calling me just Agnes because my surname also starts with S. So a lot of people assume that I'm Agnes, but I'm okay with that.
But yeah, I saw on your feed that it was only 4 letters, so I assumed like it
Yeah.
should be like that in the passport.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like that.
Okay, well, you at least something you kept short,
At least something, but the name is really like surname is really long.
like your parents. So at least
Mm-hmm.
something they kept short.
Yes.
All right, that's good. Well, so this is our lesson number 3, I believe. And today we're gonna be looking at the game that Agne has analyzed very deeply. So she has put a lot of work. She tried her best to understand what were the mistakes in the position, and we're gonna see how much of a job she did with that.
I did try with this one.
So you were playing with black.
Yes.
And the game started with d4. You were playing knight of 6. This is the first time we'll look at your repertoire for black, I believe, against d4.
Mm-hmm.
So c4, d6.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying to go for King's Indian, right?
Yeah, I always played this one.
Okay, that's fine. Bishop g4. You sure?
Yeah.
This is the line?
Yeah.
You play.
It's also the yeah.
Okay, I'm not familiar with this one. But it's
There you go, do the castle.
hold on a second. Is that like your theory?
Book move.
It's a book move.
Also. Yeah.
Okay, it's a second line, I see. But it's like a very, very...
I like this one. I don't know. I kind of used to playing this right now. When I leave the bishop on c8 and like not develop it at first, I played a lot of games also like that, but then I like this one better from like
I'm very confused. Not that I'm an expert in King's Indian, but there are two things I know. Thing number one is that this bishop is the most important piece of yours. Because the main plan in King's Indian is gonna be attack. And in order to do the attack, you're gonna have to sacrifice the bishop on h3. If you cannot sacrifice the bishop on h3, then you cannot attack. Like, literally. So, there's thing number one, and thing number two, I mean, the difference is wild. Like, Short Castle has been played, like, in the chess.com database, right? I'm not looking right now at my, big, mega chess-based database. But here, Short Castle, just for the perspective, 50,000 times played. Bishop g4, 551. So that makes it how many times? 10,000 times less?
A lot less, yeah.
It just sounds like such a huge ratio. Doesn't seem to be like it's playable. If it was like 10,000, okay, I would say okay, playable. The other thing, I just started playing d4 myself with white, and I have only one line and one plan, but it goes with here after Short Castle. I go bishop d3. The idea, you will never believe, is that when you go bishop g4, what do you think white's move is? Just try to guess, like a random guess.
e5, maybe.
Nope.
Queen c2.
Nope. You'll never find it, but you should try. I didn't hear what you said.
Castle.
No.
Bishop e3.
No.
I don't know. I named all the logical moves.
Yeah. Exactly.
h3.
No.
Maybe.
I don't hear what you say. I think you have like a noise kit.
Is it something not logical?
Well, for you, definitely. In general, also, although, like, obviously, when you know the idea, it makes like it does make it become logical. It becomes logical because you know the idea. But obviously, for you right now, it's gonna be absolutely not logical.
Yeah.
But you'll see my point.
Like queen b3.
No. I love this.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do.
B. C5.
Nope.
I'll guess all the moves on the board.
No. Try to think of like try to still like you know where I'm going, right? I prepared you for this. I told you. I really prepared you for this. What did I tell you?
The idea is to sacrifice on h3.
No, the idea is that this is the most important bishop. That's the idea. For black. And also, it means that it becomes a target for white. Make sense?
That makes sense, but that doesn't explain the move. Wait, so like d5?
Nope.
Thought maybe like to close that bishop or something. So what else can you do?
I don't wanna make you go through the torture to go on my YouTube channel and look at my game with Daniel Naroditsky. But just like so that you know that like the answer would be there, but I don't want you. I want you to still try yourself. That would be an easy solution.
So the idea lies around this bishop, right?
What do you want to do with the bishop?
Like the best piece, and like white should try to like capture it. But so confused. Two?
Say again.
E2?
E2 what?
Bishop E2.
Yes. That's correct. Bishop
also someone in
E2.
my chat wrote.
Huh?
Also, someone in my chat suggested like so many moves.
Yeah, of course they did. But they didn't spoil you, right? You found it yourself.
Oh, I didn't saw it. Like I see it like after I said, then I look at the chat, and then there was also Bishop E2, the suggestion, but I said it first.
Yeah, well, they probably just found it in the video with Danya because they're stalkers. So yeah, but I think your mic is kind of, maybe it's in Discord. It's like cutting, like when you don't speak for like when you speak only short sentences, it wants to cut it. Last time I think you brought it closer. Now I don't hear you. But I think it would be cooler if I could hear all the words you were saying.
Yeah. Yes, I have like filters added.
But it's not big because my sound comes to you. Your sound comes to me from your Discord, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now it's better, but
But I didn't do anything.
oh, then it will become the same.
I can try to bring it closer, I mean. Maybe this will help? I don't know if it will help.
I'm sure it will, because last time it helped.
Okay. Then I hope this will help.
Okay, perfect. So that's exactly the move. And the idea is that if black plays now something like knight d7,
yeah,
try to find white's move.
e5.
Nope. And big shout out to my YouTube chat. In the meantime, I see we got a new member, Matt Crew. Welcome to the Rook. Thank you so much. My moderator reminds me that we're also streaming on YouTube. But yeah, no, not an e5. An e5 doesn't. You really need to, like how they say, like push it out of your ass. No, it's like pull it out of your ass, but you really need to make it like everything come along together with what we just said. Like it needs to make sense, everything what just happened, what we talked about it. Yeah.
I'm thinking, but I don't know yet. I'm thinking like about, like I have some options that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking like about d5, maybe like to try to capture this bishop, and then later on maybe push h3. I'm thinking about a knight g5, but that I don't doesn't really make sense because then you like just exchange bishops and then black can push like h6 and your knight has to go back. Thinking also about knight h4, but same situation. The knight can't go really anywhere. Oh, maybe now you can play h3 actually.
Nope, not h3. What were your other options? Say again.
It was d5, knight g5, or knight h4.
Okay, I think knight g5 and knight h4 are not bad. Try to think into the same direction.
To like move the knight somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, the knight was correct. The knight
Yeah,
was
but where
correct.
does it go? It doesn't really make sense to move the knight anywhere yet.
It does, because it's not about the knight. Because we talked about it. It is not
It's
about the
about
knight.
changing the bishops.
Exactly.
So do you just move the knight back to g1?
Exactly.
And
Knight to g1. I hear someone just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's correct. And just a big shout out to Matthew Crew. Thank you for joining the school. Knight g1. And the idea is that we force this and our knight is good. So that's exactly the idea. I see the shock on your face. But can you process and make a conclusion?
I'm thinking, why is this like good for white and bad for black?
Yeah, but just why? I mean, obviously you know it, but I want you to talk it through.
Situation that I have. I mean, not knight on d7, but like if the other knight would be there. But then I don't know, like it doesn't seem
So the
bad.
conclusion should be just about the bishop. It's very simple. And
Yeah, but
sometimes
I always exchange the bishop.
that's
just
the
to knight,
problem.
not...
That's exactly the problem. Can you imagine how much me myself I lose time and effort just for this one idea to get to capture this
That's like a lot.
light squared bishop. So that's the problem. Like it seems like the core, the core idea of the opening of the line like is somehow completely twisted in your mind. And again, I am not an opening expert and certainly not a King's Indian expert. That's the only idea that I know about King's Indian. So, if there was anyone who like was listening, maybe a grandmaster, and thought like what is this? Dina is like saying a bullshit, and will want to take to call me out on that, I would be more than happy. But as long as I'm the only source of the information for you, so to be right, as long as I'm your only coach existing, then that would be my advice. It would be like what the hell are you doing? So again, if you get a chance to talk to a grandmaster about this, you can ask them their opinion.
Okay.
But as long as I'm the only person you talk to, I would say stop doing that. So imagine I specifically go this, and no one plays bishop g2 because they know. Like,
But why is it bad? I still don't really fully get it. Why is it like bad at the end, that position?
oh my god, and you give it away for the bishop.
Yeah.
So
I
how
always
are
do
you
that.
what's gonna be your plan? You don't have a center, right?
I
So
play e5
e5,
later.
d5. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense to push that. That's what you put. It makes sense to push the e5 first and not c6 because on this position I have c pawn defending d pawn, and then I
Yeah.
don't make my pawns weak. I always used to push d6 first and then leave d6 vulnerable. Yeah. So this, it's also like girl, you are playing King's Indian. Like you need to know the typical pawn structure and typical positions. No one touches this pawn unless they go for c5 instead of e5. You choose like this is the structure, right?
Yeah,
What's gonna be white plan? What's gonna be black plan?
I did a mistake here with like c6. I do play c6 when they don't have c4, but I did hear a mistake with c6. It went kind of automatically for me. Like I always push c6 when there's like e4, d4, but when there's no c4, then it's kind of okay. But in this position, it was not okay. But my plan is like do castle, queen e7, and then like idea is to like push f5.
Yeah, that's the typical King's Indian idea. So you
Yeah.
don't touch this.
Yeah.
What is their plan? Your opponent's plan?
Before c5, move the pawns on the queen side.
Before c5, move the pawn on the queen side. Yeah.
On the
So
queen side.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
plan exactly. Sometimes you might wanna try to stop it. How would you try to stop it? Like how? It's not like you cannot really stop it.
Can't really do a lot. They will just push the pawns. But like maybe like a5 would work. Maybe then exchange the pawns.
Yeah, sometimes a5 is a good way to stop. What is other good way to stop?
Also b6 maybe.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one, b6. But you might not want to do it because sometimes it would help him create open files. So it depends on the position. But I just want you to be aware of the options. Okay. So there is that. Now the main question is, once you're gonna do your plan. So imagine like you do this, right? You're gonna do your plan. Castle, queen e7, like you remove the knight somewhere, knight e8, f5. So, how are we gonna continue? What's gonna be after?
Put my knights to like good position in good places somewhere. So sometimes I do like h5, then knight h7, then like knight g5, like rework the knight, like improve the pieces on the king side as much as possible. And then it really depends on the opponent. Like I usually want to always like sometimes I want to push like e4 if that's possible, if they take, or like maybe I can take and then like if possible like to push e4 like to open my black square bishop that I want to do also.
You're not gonna be able to push e4 because if you take, I take with a piece. How are you gonna be able to push the
But
e4?
like if they take, because sometimes they take, then like I have in mind that I could maybe
Yeah.
like push e4.
No, they're not gonna take. No.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna take.
But yeah, basically like wanna like improve the pieces on like king side, like maybe h5, like knight h7, bring in the other knight, queen on f6 then, and play on that side because they also have like short castle usually. So yeah, so like try to.
Okay, let's try to make some moves. You go.
Right now?
Yeah.
I do the castle.
You castle. Okay, they castle. Let's see.
Go. I would go already right now h5. Knight h7. Knight g5. Thinking. Sorry.
No worries. But you shouldn't be thinking in terms of like I'm not making best moves for white. I'm making weak moves for white, but like typical moves, just to give you a perspective. So you should just kind of try. Don't worry, because it's not like we're already in a very kind of surreal situation. Just try to, like, what you would go for, just try to go for it, like, just like that.
I will go for h4.
H4.
Not, yeah. Now I would go to f5.
Okay.
Bishop h6, maybe.
All right. I don't know what you want, but I can move this away.
I don't know 2 yet.
That's the problem.
I have an idea, but like knight f7.
This one back?
Yeah. I take the pawn, bc. Knight b6.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. Ah, yeah, wait, okay, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay, I think.
Right. Try to guess, what do you think is the evaluation of this position?
I think white has a bit of better position, but like evaluation, I would say it's 0.7, something like that. I don't think there is a point here.
Well,
at least I like my position.
Okay, let's continue.
But I don't know. Is it
continue.
that bad?
It's bad, but let's continue.
Okay.
It is bad.
Not bad. Well, my pieces are quite.
Don't think
right
about
now.
don't think about is it bad, is it not bad? Just focus on your plans. Like you should be able to understand yourself when it's bad.
Okay. I don't like my knight there.
I don't like your knight there either.
Doesn't really have a place right now.
Yeah. Who put it on the queen side?
Yeah, but
You can go back. You can go back. You can go. You can.
But
put
I
it
can't
here.
go anywhere. No, I
put
can't
it-
because the pawn is hanging on h4. My pawn is hanging. I can't put it here.
On h4, no, I don't. I'm not gonna take it. But
Why?
because I want to prove you that I don't like. You're not losing on that side. You're losing on this side. Just you were like you're reaching the wall. That's the point. You're reaching the brick wall.
What if I go knight h5? Try
Yep.
to dare something.
Go knight f4. I'll just go b5. Nope. Do you see the point? Or
I mean, you're more active definitely on queen side. That's true.
okay, let's continue then. You don't see the point. It's okay.
No, I know that it's better for you. You have like
how much? That's
my pawns are bad, and like my c7 pawn is like quite weak. It's defended with like queen. My rook is like stuck there. Like I see that. My knight on f7 doesn't do much now. That's also true. Pieces are like knight on h5, bishop on h6, and then I can't really move the queen, which is a bit trouble for me. So yeah, so that's yeah, that should be a lot better for you. I think like whatever I do on king's side, I cannot move my pieces to like do it with, which is a bit sad.
Yep. That's exactly it. But we can continue because you don't see like, okay, this position is +2 for white. I didn't do
right
the
now,
best.
Like I was thinking right now like about +1.2 in my mind.
+2 is like 2 extra pawns, right? So this one is like +3 almost.
Yeah, this was really bad.
But obviously I can take the pawn, right? I don't want to
yeah.
I don't like this. I think it's gonna. It could even like it's not like it will help you, but I just want to show you like what's the plan. You can redo things, but the point is, well, first of all, I didn't
maybe
play.
Like h4 wasn't really good idea, and like knight g5. Maybe I rushed with that a little bit.
You mean h5?
Yeah, no, knight g5. Maybe before knight g5. Maybe then I should have played like h4 and then f5 and don't rush with that knight. It's not doing there anything. No, like, yeah. Here, like castle, then h5. Yeah, you played it before, I think. And then knight h7, that was okay.
So first of all, I'm not sure about, you have to know, like this before was actually a mistake. You didn't notice it. Do you see it now?
Play b6 here?
No, not b6, nope.
a5 then.
Yes, a5. With a5, you break completely my pawn structure.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't notice that before.
Because if I do a3, then
yeah.
So if I don't do a3, then like you these two trade, or I push b5, there is no c5, so that's bad.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't even do b4. I should start with something like bishop e3, let's say, or kind of like protect my rook, right? So that I could I could play a3 or rook b1, or even start with rook b1, something like that. But okay, let's say like you missed it, and then here, do you want to try something else?
h4 here to play?
Okay, let's go h4 and go c5. You don't have this anymore because my rook is protected. So it's not like sometimes you might want to trade rooks, but here it won't help you.
So like this is already bad.
Yes. Yeah. That's correct.
h4 I don't rush and then push like b6 and then like don't.
Well, b6 is also not gonna help you in the way that you are you cannot stop me from doing c5. Like stop. You can hold me for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try it. It's better. It's obviously better. You want to continue from here?
I try. I mean, I'm trying to like understand the position. I still want to push h4. I don't know if that's a good move or not, but I still want to do it. I don't want to leave my pawn on h5.
Well, chat, my chat is actually correct, Sleepy Mac Cheesy. They don't know why you want to push h4 because it's the wrong idea, but because you like it, we should absolutely play it out because that's the only way how you will understand. But also, it's like, first of all, like, I don't know who taught you King's Indian, but you don't know anything about it. In terms of, like, obviously, you gotta push F5. You're not gonna push H4 or H5. Maybe you know it and you're just trying to be creative. And you want to start with this.
Push, like, I want to put my knight on, like, H7, so maybe I can, like, push, like, H6. Like, I usually push H6, not
H6
H5.
is fine because H6 is preparing F5. Because here, the funny thing is that I have just bishop G5. Really annoying you. And then you have to move the queen somewhere, but I already have B4. Then you go knight H7. Okay, I'll go here, but you lost the tempo and I didn't, because that's gonna be your move anyway. So
honestly, why I said H5? Like, I usually play H6.
yeah, H6 of course, but H6 is like literally preparing F4, F5, F4. That's okay. So H6 is correct, but your plan should be F5-4. But my point is, let's, like, if we go somewhere here, like the most kind of like the cherry on top is gonna be that where was the moment where you pushed H4? Somewhere here. You don't really have any attack, but the only attack you could potentially have would be if, let's say, go here. Let's say this position, you go there. So the only attack would be if you actually, if I started our lesson and conversation with this.
Yeah, by taking the pawn.
If you had a bishop on c8, that would take the pawn on h3. You see? The sacrifice on h3. That's like the only idea, really. And your knight jumps and your queen jumps. You still wouldn't have anything right here exactly, because like you should probably have a queen on h4, not the pawn on h4. But you need those bishops. You need this bishop specifically. For every attack. The only attack. And you're gonna want to sacrifice. But for that, right now, I don't even know what are the game references, but I could definitely find you some and send you. But I think your homework is gonna be to look at the most classical, renowned games in King's Indian. And you will always see how this bishop, like, no one touches this bishop. It just stays there and then it sacrifices on the h3.
I think I just play this bishop g5 automatically because I play this like in Pirc the same way.
Bishop g4, you mean?
Yeah. But there is no c4 pawn. I play this.
I don't know if anyone plays it in Pirc either. So I am skeptical about it, but we can look at Pirc later.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out like after the lesson about the bishop.
Yeah, but it's just so like weird. Okay. So yeah, and then of course your plan is gonna be to prepare each like that. So
I did everything completely different.
Yeah, obviously c6 not making sense. One more thing, just to blow your mind. So I showed you the bishop g5, right? On h5. Like, I didn't tell you at first, but like the buskill is gonna be also bishop g5. Another thing by strategy, your plan in King's Indian is always gonna be push f5. If your plan is to push f5, you don't do h5 and f5. You like kind of gotta calm down, right? Either you do h6 f5 or you do just h5 h4. You know, like maybe knight h5, like knight f4. But you cannot really do knight h5, right? So you just like this too, you don't push right away. Because when I take, you take, it's just like, it's too many weaknesses. It's gonna fall. It could work sometimes when it's like it works tactically, but strategically, it's not making sense. You're also weakening the g5. That's gonna be a good square for me.
Okay, that makes sense.
So there is that. Then, it's, you know, that moment when a 1200 from chat knows more theory than you do.
Oh, I don't know theory.
Yeah. Not that it makes them better than you, because like it's actually like I'm being like satirical here, because the fact that they know it, like you should know it, right? But they should not know it because they're just like falling into this like trap of how do I get better chess? Oh, I study openings and but which is wrong because this is not with the 1200. This is not how you will get better at chess. So I wonder what's Sleepy Mac Cheesy. What's your rating actually? But and it's Venki though. But it just like you will beat these people with your eyes closed, right? So it just shows you how them knowing the right playing King's Indian like will never help their chess. How wrong they are. But it's also like slightly like kind of ridiculous that they know it and you don't know it. So, depends how you look at it, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Um
I never like studied the theory.
yeah, the
I
thing is like this is not theory. I also don't know shit. Um it's not about theory. It's like your only opening and it's the only plan. It's not like theory is concrete moves. I'm
Yeah.
not like expecting that from you. I want you just to know your plan, what the hell you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do in the only opening you play. It's really about understanding the plans.
Okay.
Yep. Um Gain Gawain Jones Chessable and King's Indian was the first course I paid for on that platform. I'm a fair amount higher than 1200, maybe similar rating to Wagner. Okay, these are good people. But I don't know like if just try to look at like but I'll try to find some of like the most classical games in King's Indian because I also don't know them. It's gonna be good for me. Like I have a vague idea of what it should be, and that's what I told you, but it's good to look at them with the real board, of course. So C6,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sure it's played, but oh yeah, the cherry on top. Sorry. I'm forgetting. Would you imagine that the best move, is not gonna be to castle for white?
It's like bishop e3.
Nope. You will never find it. So maybe that
G-
will motivate you. Sorry, what did
G4.
you say? Yes, how
G4.
did you guess it from chat?
No.
Yes.
Chat didn't say it.
So,
But
this is yeah.
it seems just logical.
It's is it? Does it?
Well, if I want to push f5, then g4 looks logical to stop that.
How is that logical to the king though?
But there is no threat to the king. Like white have
Yes,
center
but are you?
and
What are you gonna do with the king? Still.
likely I would think of doing like long castle here, like bishop e3, king d2, and maybe like long castling.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, that's a typical way that is actually new for myself. I would always kind of be skeptical. Like I would never like dare to do that because I'm like a Russian chess school. In Russian chess school we don't push pawns in front of our king, but in King's Indian actually it's a very common way and gives a big advantage to white. Sometimes they're as crazy as they do that after they castled, and they still sometimes push g4 just
Okay.
because it's like the only plan.
Yeah.
So that's just so that you're aware. This is like the biggest advantage here. Okay, let's continue with your game. Castle, bishop e3, e5, d5. Yeah, here I would recommend you urgently. Like I don't like what you did, and you don't put anything. Because computer, I guess, gives it both similar moves. But I don't like capturing on c5. Oh, sorry, on d5. I don't like capturing on d5. The reason to that, do you want to guess or should I say?
Because my d6 pawn is weak.
I wouldn't say it's like it is gonna be a target, but it's not like yet as much of a problem. It's not as weak. It's not like on the open file, right? It's not a backwards pawn. But there is like a fundamental reason why I don't like capturing here.
Well, they're gonna do an attack on like queen side,
Mhm.
So they have like a black square bishop who's right now really active there. They have open line there, which I don't think I will be able to use it. Mm, so maybe it's helping them with the attack that they wanna do. Like
Did you say the bishop? The fact
I
that
said that I said that the bishop on a tree is like
yeah.
active.
Well, there is that. So you say that the bishop becomes good, right?
Yeah.
True, but it's not like what should catch your eye first.
It's open line.
Yes, that's the most important. The open file, the C file, that should like catch your eye really first. That's the open file, right? And you open the file for your opponent on the side where your opponent was gonna play anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think I would prefer?
Five.
Yes, C5. Close in the
Never
position.
liked it.
Huh?
I never liked it though. Like I played some games with the like c5 like that. But I don't know. I just then like you close the queen side and then white is starting like push f4 and stuff like that.
Nope.
And then
F4
it's
is
sometimes
you would be happy if they pushed A4.
why?
You
But
would be
then they
the
take with the bishop and then like what do I do about my d6 pawn? Then they start pushing like e5 and then you
how are
have
they
like
gonna push E5? So first of all, F4 you're gonna be the happiest woman on in the world if they did that. Let's say bishop E2. I go 98. Go
oh dear.
F4.
Yeah.
I take. So for the
Take with the
first
bishop.
time ever, black has equalized. You just made two pieces extremely happy. Do you see this bishop over here?
Yeah.
Do you see this diagonal?
Yes.
This is a killer bishop who was completely dead and completely blocked by its own pawn and had no life. And you just opened it. Three weaknesses with this. Do you see this pawn?
But what if they push e5?
How are they gonna push e5, especially knowing that it's black to move, which leads us to the third weakness that you just created.
Knight e5.
Yes, what's a knight e5?
Good night in the center.
How is it called?
Oh my god, with the terms. Oh, wait,
It's
wait, wait,
easy.
wait, 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 wait,
You
wait.
got it. You know it. We talked about it. You can use another word. It starts with F.
I don't remember the term, but it was the good night where no pawns are coming to get him out of his spot in the center. But what's the term? I don't.
It starts with
remember.
F.
F.
It's like in the term like in a battlefield.
I don't remember the term.
Okay, it's a position, right? It's a position. A position is a post. An outpost, or is
Outpost.
in your language and in my language, it's gonna be forepost.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Outpost.
An outpost. You
Okay.
just created an outpost. But even if I don't do that, how the hell are you gonna push e5? I got 1, 2, 3 people there. You're only one. And even if you were to push e5, I would still put my knight on d6. Knight is the best blockader and still control everything. So yeah, long story short,
this does look logical. What you're saying, yes, this looks very logical. I don't know how in reality I don't get these positions which you show right now.
this is one.
like they push f4, then they push f5, and then they have like this passed pawn on d5, and then I don't know what to do with it, and then I usually lose.
Yeah, because you're just getting yourself into the altar space. I don't know, you're being cooperative. Just kind
True.
of trying to find the best way. Fun fact, computer even trades this bishop. Just to show you, even knight g7. Knight b5, bishop e5. Yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is like black is gonna outplay here white because we're gonna have a good knight versus a bad bishop.
Yeah.
Bad bishop, good knight. So that's why we can even trade. So never on earth white would play a4. It's ridiculous. The real plan is gonna be to push b4. But then you'll back it up with b6. So it's gonna take a lot of time here for white to figure out their plan. Like, it's very annoying. Meanwhile, you, as black, will continue your plan, which is... I don't hear you.
Me.
Yeah, now I hear you. What's your plan?
F5.
F5 is your plan. Exactly.
Yes.
So you're gonna continue your plan, which is F5.
Yes.
So yeah, that's very... If like every white... If every black King's Indian player could get this, they would play it all the time. But you also know that King's Indian like starts with like advantage for white everywhere, right? Yeah. It's really, but it's not important for us in terms of like we need to be aware of that. But it's like it's normal to be slightly worse for like with the King's Indian. But yeah, no one's gonna... I think you're... c5. So it's like, yeah, I think that would be great if you could do that. If you were doing c6 with the idea of doing c5. So the best move here is gonna be for white. Do you want to find it?
The best move?
Kind of. Yeah, there are two moves. Like two moves that are like the first and the second line. Because right now it's not gonna. It's gonna be weird.
Like knight b5 or bishop g5. I would like those.
Nope.
Moves. Okay. Can they just instantly push b4 for some reason?
Nope. If you push b4, the same problem.
I don't know.
No. Wait. The same problem. Well, knowing that first of all you need to get this knight out. First of all. Secondly, even if you were to take this pawn, like it's the same issue here. What did you just do? You just ruined. You ruined your pawn structure. What is this?
Pawn.
It's a backwards pawn. What is this?
Yeah. Bad pawn.
This is an outpost for the knight. An outpost for the knight. You see that?
Yeah.
And plus, I got an extra pawn on top of that. I just go b6, rook c8. That's my pawn. That's my post there. You have got nothing. So b4 is like really bad. You need to, if you want to do it real, you gotta start with a3. But then I can always go a5. So I don't know how you're gonna continue with this. So the line, like the first two lines by the computer, are the moves that for me are new to me. It's not about what white wants, it's about preventing what black wants.
So g4 maybe.
Yes, here. G4 and h4, which are like weird, but that's the moves. Just kind of showing, okay, well, we got the same, we're a little bit both stuck here, but I got more space. So if I stop your plans, what are you gonna do? So it's kind of a mind game here. Very complex.
Whew, okay.
Yeah. Your brain is heating?
Uh-huh.
It's good. So yeah, what you did obviously by strategy is not making any sense because you just opened his... Well, it's not that being said, your position is still fine. I will play against this weaknesses now that you...
He did that.
Yeah. Okay.
Made some blunders later, but I had lost position.
I think here you equalized. You're fine here. Not there though. You gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay, here. This is funny. Computer suggests something that you would be really hate. That would piss you off. Computer suggests H5. Oh, you got it. You got it with the line. Yeah. Well, we can see what they want. Okay, kind of. Well, I guess they won't play F5 now that they played H5. Yeah. Again, you're stuck. Imagine you had a bishop and you would sacrifice on H3, and then the knight would come, and then the queen would come. Maybe it would be nothing, maybe it would be something. But without the bishop, you had a bishop on D7, that would be cool. Now F5. What, F3? Oh, that's interesting. What kind of computer did you use? Because this guy says F5 equal. You said F3 plus like white is winning. Like white is...
I used the chess base.
The chess base, but what kind of engine?
The default one?
What's the default one? Oh, you gotta send me a screenshot because I just, like, you might use something very weak.
Well, I didn't pay for, like, any subscription, so I think it was, like, the default one that
Stockfish is for free, but you need to download it separately and upload it separately. But send me a screenshot.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what you're using. If you're using some free 7 default, then, like, yeah, then that would be explained why this is says. I mean, chess.com is not the best engine, but it's pretty accurate. It's just like the difference would be 0.2, 0.3. But if chess.com says this is equal and you write plus minus, then it's a big difference. F5 equals. Yeah, that's funny. So I will investigate into that. 98, okay. Knight A4. Where is your... Okay, you're preparing this. And then, yeah, that's gonna be the question. What are you... Okay, this is... Apparently this is not correct. Why is it not correct? Oh.
What about I do to ask you? Well, I did a mistake here, yeah, but that Knight B6.
You fight for the open file. Bishop B3 takes...
What if you... Yeah.
But you don't have bad pieces. Well, your pieces are good. He's got a bad bishop.
It's because he has a bad bishop and I have kind of...
Yeah, there's a close position. You got only one file open, so knight is better. Yeah, restricting the bishop. I don't know what he's... No, here you're better. I agree. Like, computer says equals, but it's like for the black side. Here you're good. So, that's interesting. He shouldn't have rushed with Knight B6. Instead, he should have worked on your weaknesses. B5. And then play against, like, prepare this weakness. And don't rush. The point here is, for any position when you have, you're lacking space, which is King's Indian, usually. Like, to get more, like, freedom and air and breathe, you need to change pieces. So, like, this is one of those cases. We don't let black trade too many pieces like this. They feel more squeezed.
Did good for me, like, with Knight B6 by exchanging pieces.
Knight B6.
Before, how he played. Before B5. Okay.
Yeah. Say that you got it right instead of Knight B6.
Yeah.
B5. Yeah, that's what he should do. Another thing that I want to point your attention is what is your next move? Like, let's say I
have to take now, I think.
Okay, you take, I take, right? Now the pawn is hanging.
Yeah, so I kind of have to take the rook now, I think.
Yeah. Let's say, yeah, I don't, even if I don't want, like, the thing is, let's say your next move is, what are you gonna do? Okay, the question is, what is your next move on the king side?
Thinking. Hmm. Maybe I could I have to also protect the queen side so that.
I'll just say this. If you do f4, like you don't have a, like this is dead. This guy is dead here.
But what if I have what if I try to push? Yeah, no, I think I would have gone like for f4.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what if maybe I can try like to push g5, h5, g4 somehow? Like not right now.
So we
because
already
the-
know that without the bishop, you're not gonna, without the light squared bishop,
be really hard. But maybe like knight f6, knight d f6, and then somehow work it out.
so you won't have an attack, first of all, because you don't have the bishop. We can try to make it work, but I just want to like point your attention to that, right? And the second thing is like, doesn't matter whatever you do, I want you to realize that this guy is dead.
Yeah, I know that.
And you gotta compensate with other pieces. But the problem is that unlike in typical King's Indian, here, when this guy is dead, while you're gonna try to spend 20 million years trying to figure out how to open the king, you're gonna be dead on the queen side because everything is ready, everything is open, everything is warm here. You see that?
Yeah.
So it's a problem in general for black already. It's hard to break through to create an attack, and especially when white has already opened everything. So like white is like million years ahead. And another thing I wanted to kind of touch quickly. So what if you take? Well, if you take it's funny, computer says bishop g4 and bishop e6 outpost. We don't even care about this one. But even if I take and you try to let's say to do something.
Can I play knight f6? Yeah, but not this knight, different knight.
Okay, different knight.
Maybe I can try.
Yeah, I think like this is funny. Even if I play knight, I'm just gonna use this as an outpost, even though it's not, but like a strong position.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say I'm playing against your bad bishop. And you're like, if you never push e pawn, then your bishop is always gonna be dead.
From bishop like to f6. What if I go with the bishop to f6 and then to g5?
I think I would prevent that. Like right now you need to get rid of, like you need to figure out what you're doing with these pieces, right? Because if there is my knight here, then you're definitely never gonna do it. But I don't know, like you so many moves you need to do.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So
Not good.
and then an alternative, which is interesting also, is that here also I can remove the bishop. Just funny. I would put it on b1, but I guess computer wants to put the rook on b1. So let's say bishop d3. And when you push e4, this is also bad for you, even if you push e4, which is more surprising to me.
Why?
Why is it bad?
Yeah.
I guess it's just, yeah, I guess it's just not working out. It's like every time computer wants to play this, I guess it's just your pieces are, like you cannot, everything is tied. Yeah, it's just a piece coordination, right? I think you cannot move the knight. Yeah, you're probably in the Zugzwang.
Yeah, this is bad.
So yeah, you can't do anything. Now this diagonal, you know, we finally opened it, but there are so few pieces on the board that it's like it's irrelevant because you're not gonna gain anything thanks to this diagonal. It's like a fake active. Because cannot even use it because just not enough pieces, and I already like I avoid those squares, right? Listen, knight b6 was always a move, obviously a very strong move because you kind of like like even here computer says knight b6 and rook a2, it just doesn't give a shit. I just gave away this pawn. I guess the rook is gonna come. Yeah, it's but this is important. What we're doing right now is very important because you need to feel the position. You need to know like even if you do everything you want, what's gonna happen then? Right?
Yeah.
One more thing. Did I have? No, I didn't have anything. So yeah, that's kind of the story about this position. Okay, let's continue with your game. Oh yeah, the conclusion. Why was this move bad for him? It was bad because, as you know, and you could tell yourself. So
But he
that's
has
why
two bishops, so I kind of like. Oh, but he had two bishops before. Wait a second. Uh,
it doesn't matter that he has two bishops because the close position he got a bad bishop, light squared bishop. So the problem is that this bishop it's bad. And knight b6, just tactically, if I could take with another piece, then you wouldn't be able to activate. It's just the bishop h6 activating the worst piece.
so it's just because of bishop h6. If there is no bishop h6, then it wouldn't be like good move.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
activating the worst piece.
Okay, got it.
Literally giving it to play. Like imagine if I go here and you have to go here, then you're dead again.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you got a like dead bishop. And then if you try to reroute it somehow, let's say here, then even this like say rook and you
Bad.
go here.
Still seems really bad.
I can even do this. And the difference right now, which is like you think, well, what's the difference? I think the difference is that not only you activated the bishop there, but you also got the open file. Right?
Yeah,
Here
but I didn't do it.
you cannot get the open file with your rook.
Yeah.
So this is just better. Like your bishop, like if the rook was here or here, your bishop would be way more irrelevant than now. So it's a lot of nuances and a lot of dynamics between the pieces. And like it shows you when pieces are good, when they're bad, what is active, what is fake active.
Oh, this is hard.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I didn't see this when I played bishop h6.
It's not I guess it's not about like seeing, it's about understanding. And that's a wrong capture as well. Unfortunately, that's a wrong capture.
Improve bishop without knowing it.
Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
My idea was like to improve the knight and then push a4 to improve my bishop on g7 when I could have just improved him by going on h6.
Yeah. So well, of course you can improve the knight by just yeah, that's correct. Because you want this. You want to have dynamic center
Yes.
for your bishop,
Yes.
right? So you want to attack. You're good, but after this, like the main issue, which you actually didn't. Oh, he did in the game. Yeah, that's correct. Bishop g4, of course. Outpost. This pawn is irrelevant. This pawn, you would give everything. You would give your house away to get rid of this pawn because you need this pawn to move. So it's a very typical like kind of pawn sacrifice because it's like it's worse than pawn. I see your game is still pretty long. If you feel like you're getting like if it's a bit overwhelming, we can also break it into 2 pieces.
It's a lot.
Yeah, because in the end of the day, we want you to be able to learn from this. And if you're like, I can see you're already like little bit.
It's a lot of information like at once, and I know that at the end game it's like it's even more, it's gonna be a lot more information coming.
Yeah, let's just stop here. I think it would be better. Just try to digest everything we said.
Okay.
Look into King's Indian. Try to find best games in the King's Indian. I'm curious myself what they are.
Yeah.
Best games in King's Indian. I mean, I'll also ask around. But
Check it out. Like I'm not like I don't know. I think this is like kind of bad, but I'm not like the person to study openings, and like my old coach, he never forced us to study openings. Like we would like watch the games, but like more like mid games or like end games, but we never really did study like any openings, honestly. I'm just mostly playing from like what I think like is the most logical at the moment. So yeah, this is kind of like good idea, like to actually check into it. Like I'm playing it for a long time already, and I don't know the main ideas.
So
That's
again, I wouldn't actually blame it on your coach. I'm pretty sure that your coach did a great job. I think he was
yeah, he
he was
did.
coming from a Soviet school of chess. You
Yeah,
don't need
yeah,
openings. I think where you're completely like wrong, and I really want to highlight this because like it is that what we're doing right now is not studying openings. Studying openings
yeah,
is sitting with the, how they say, with like there's a bad expression, but like with a cucumber in your hand and trying to scroll the lines, you know, and memorize the moves and watch Chessable
yeah,
course. This is
yeah.
studying openings. What we do
No.
here is um trying, like, you have an opening. We're just trying to understand the typical ideas and pawn structures to know what you're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
it's more about just like, yeah, I wouldn't call it studying openings. I would call it like this is my only opening and I just need to know what to do in it, right? Just to know basic plans, general plans in the type of the positions that I play. It's like it's a
But that,
minimum. It's a minimum, but yeah, it's like you see,
yeah.
we're not going for any concrete lines.
I think that's what I meant. I just said it wrong. Like I meant to like understand the plan, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Maybe I said
So
it wrong, but yeah,
no,
that's what I meant.
yeah. So it's just it's more like I want you to have a like very clear understanding of like the huge difference there, right? So I just googled like in 2 minutes in 2 seconds and sent you the link for the best games in Kings Indian. I also send it in chat. I mean,
Okay.
I can send you your chat. I don't know yet if it's the reliable source, but I would say yes. But I will also double check and like when I get a moment and see if there are more. But just like as a start.
Yeah, I'll try to also check it out myself, like a few games.
But I'm sure when you Google best games in King's Indian, like the sources should be good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to check it out also.
So I guess we should stop here then. Just take a moment, digest everything, rewatch the lesson as you usually do. You can find the VOD on my site as well. And let me know if you have any questions. And I think next lesson we'll continue with we'll continue with this game.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, this game's like it has a lot in it.
Yeah, I can
think.
see because it only started. I can see by your comments that it's very rich.
It's a lot. Yeah. It was a lot of blunders. It was a lot of missed moments and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, do you wanna do the last puzzle battle, or you're afraid? You can say
I'm
no.
honestly a bit fried.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. No, it's good. It's good.
It's a lot of information. It's just that like yeah, but my brain's like trying to digest everything at once. So
Yeah,
but I will
it's
like recheck the lesson also and like try to like try to recheck it again. I think that's how I learn.
yeah. That's good. No, totally fine. Just continue doing daily puzzles. That's super important.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, that's good. Then all right. We'll let me let you go. You
lesson.
deserve some chill, and then
This was really useful.
sounds good. So I believe we don't have any lessons this month. So then
No.
so then we'll continue in January.
Yeah, after New Year's.
Yeah, and well, happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you.
And good luck in the tournament.
Thank you. That's important. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, and just keep up the discipline work. Have obviously take some time off to spend with the family, and
Yeah,
lots
will
of
do.
best for in the new 2025. I'll see you next year.
Yeah, you too. You too. Have fun. Have a nice time. Have good tournament, and yeah,
Sounds
have a
good.
great games. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Very important. All right, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
All right, chat. And that was Lesson with Agni.